Hello everyone, my name is the Rad Man, and we are here to play some Satisfactory. This is footage from the closed alpha, and let's just call this Let's Play. What I'm going to be doing is the NDA comes off tomorrow, so I'm recording this in advance a little bit. And what we're going to do is um, until the weekend is over, I'm not going to show you anything beyond Tier 3 because Tier 3 through 6, which I'm actually not sure if in the current version you can actually unlock Tier 6, but in the current version you're only supposed to show Tier 3 over the weekend because people who have not gotten an alpha key are going to be able to play if they signed up to get an alpha key. And just because of that, they don't want, everyone spoiling the later tiers of the game. Though there are a few things that have been confirmed, like trains have been confirmed, but they aren't in the game yet because they're a higher tier than tier 6. And hopefully we'll be able to hear this intro because I've had some times where the intro doesn't play, which is more than likely just a being an early game. Okay guys, I'm back. I accidentally had it muted because I just recorded a base tour, so I was editing. I was editing, and I had this game just constantly plays music, so I just had the game muted in the background and forgot to unmute it. Anyway, so yeah, this is basically just a little video telling you, the idea of the game is you gotta dig up resources, automate to your heart's content, and yeah, that's pretty much all you need to know. And I am probably going to talk over the robot voices, because a lot of the stuff they tell you, like if you've ever played Factorio, you'll probably know a lot of the stuff they're already gonna tell you, or it's basically like, hey, it would be a good idea if you went and found an iron deposit because you're gonna need a lot of iron. It's pretty much just stuff like that. Anyway, let us see. This intro sequence sometimes takes a while as far as landing goes. And it looks like we're in a pretty lush area because I have played on the three map generation areas because we're on the same map for all three starting areas. It's just I believe this is a 32 kilometer squared large map, and this area is supposed to be a very good one for biomass. And come on, just let me out so I can start running around. This is supposed to be a really good area for biomass, and this is actually... Okay, that's good to know. I haven't actually started in the same place twice. Okay, come on. It doesn't let you open your inventory until you disable this drop pod by pressing F, which brings that up. There we go, now we have this. Okay. And the reason I just wanted to get this little electroshocker thing out is because you use it to deter any of the locals, which there are a variety of animals in this game, some of which are hostile. Let's see. Like I said, I've played a little bit of this spawn just on a laptop while I was on vacation, but I didn't actually finish it to completion. Let's just see where the iron deposits are, because if they're too far away, we'll have to just go to the same place. Okay, that's 300, that's 400, that's 700. It looks like we're just going to have to go to the 300 one, which is fine. Because like I said, this is the same map, so once you've started in a few areas, you're probably going to end up building in the same place, multiple times. But one thing that you can do to kind of, you know, make them different each time is you can just, you know, try and not build the same way. Like, you have a lot of there's a lot of ways that you can build in this game. And since I've been here before, I don't know if if the enemies are changed at all. Let's get rid of this grass. And the reason I'm collecting so much of these leaves and stuff is in the beginning of this game, the way that we're going to power everything, which it looks like the enemy is not around, so it looks like we got lucky. Oh wait, I just heard him. Sometimes if the enemies are standing, oh, yeah, so this guy, what he does is he charges at you, and you just gotta hit him, and as long as you don't get any frame drops, you really just gotta let him come and then hit him when he's close to you, but make sure that you jump pretty often, but you know, you gotta be careful that you don't land on him, because he does hurt. And down in the bottom left is your health, and you can die from fall damage, which was something that I found out after walking off a sheer cliff accidentally while I wasn't paying attention. So what we're going to do now is, this is a copper deposit, which what we'll need to do is we need to find an iron deposit, which I happen to know where they are. They should just be up here. And I remember there being at least two next to each other, and most deposits will have one of these guys guarding them. So if there isn't a guy nearby, it means that there's probably something else hostile. And the other way to deal with these guys is to get up close and do like this, and that confuses their AI. And so if you're really careful, you can, you know, not take any hits from them. But let me tell you, it is hard to deal with those guys on a laptop, because I originally found this place on my laptop and almost ended up dying from them. Okay, so I believe there's a stone deposit over there, which usually these guys aren't guarding stone deposits. This is an iron. Grab these berries because you can use those for healing. It looks like we got lucky, because it looks like there isn't one of those charging guys over here, which means we're good to set up our hub. Which this hub, as you can see, is a fairly large structure. This is basically our base of operations here on this planet. And so let's go. And this is what I was talking about with tiers. So this is tier 0, tier 1, tier 2, and then tier 3. So we'll select this milestone, and we can see we need to put in 10 iron rods to progress. And hopefully you guys don't care that I'm, you know, not listening to the robot voices, just because I've heard them so many times already. But yeah, so far this game is actually really fun. Okay, there we go. And so every time you give this hub a certain amount of materials, you can just see we just got these two buildings. This is actually a glitch in the current version of the game, where this is not actually a real biomass generator, which this is what they are. So like if I put in leaves, it'll start trying to produce power, but obviously nothing's going to happen since there's nothing to take any power. And this is just a glitch where sometimes the ghosts of things that are supposed to be there but aren't built yet, or disassembled objects, just appear like that. So let's go here. We're going to need to complete all 5 hub upgrades before we can really actually do anything in the game. But let me just show you guys what we've unlocked so far. Obviously there's our hub. We also have a crafting bench, which is basically what this is. If you want to do manual crafting, you have to craft at one of these benches. You can't craft without one, but if you already have the materials in your inventory, you can build stuff. Like if I had the materials, I could build this equipment workshop. I just can't actually actively craft the materials, which, speaking of which, we're going to need to go grab more iron, because we need enough iron to make a portable miner, so that we don't have to keep running over here. Which, the way that it works in this game is, you can see how it says pure by my hand. that means that this iron ore is of the purest grade there is. So there's pure, I believe they call it normal, and then low quality. And I'm not sure about that normal one because I've never actually found a normal node, but I know there's at least the 3 tiers of nodes. And what happens is the speed at which you can actually pull material out of the ground is directly impacted by these nodes' purity. So for instance, a level 1 miner can mine about 60, and here's one of these creatures. I don't actually know what they are because there's no way of researching creatures that you can't kill, which I'll show you how to do the research later. But let's get this smelting. But anyway, so the way the purity works is you'll have like a miner, like a Mark 1 miner can mine 60 ore a minute. But if you're on a pure node, it mines 120 ore a minute. So basically just doubling whatever the number is supposed to be. Likewise, if you're on an impure node, it only does 30 a minute, which you gotta pay really close attention because the starting area of the first spawn point actually puts you near all impure nodes. And I think that's just because it's supposed to be a more balanced starting area, whereas the second starting area is supposed to be harder for actually fueling your machines because there's a lot less biomass around to feed to the machines. Whereas this area is just supposed to be harder, and I always put this equipment workshop off to the side here because this is what you use to make specialized equipment like this weapon I have, the Xeno Zapper, and also the portable miner. So we can see we need some wire and some cables, which both wire and cables are made out of copper. And we also unlocked scanning for copper. Here it is. But we don't actually need to scan for it because on our way down we actually found a deposit right here. So we'll just go mine some of this instead. But yeah, so this game is pretty fun. Let's just see, I just gotta check how much time I have left because I gotta make sure I don't go too overtime on this episode or else it's gonna take all night to upload and then I might end up missing the NDA just because I didn't realize that 5 p.m. Greenwich Mountain Time, which is the time that the NDA goes off, is actually like 10 o'clock in the morning my time. And then I was like, oh crap, I better, I better fix that because I want to get this out as soon as possible. Anyway, but yeah, so now that we have copper, once we have wires and cables, we can start automating stuff. And ooh, do you guys notice right there? We're gonna have to go see what that is. If you guys have seen the trailers for Satisfactory, you'll actually know what that is. And there he goes. Let's actually go get him. So these are what the community... Where did he go? These are lizard doggos is the nickname because, come on, turn around and look at me. Looks like he hasn't noticed me. If I try and pet him, he should turn around. There we go. Okay, now he's seen me, so if I go and I... Oh, okay. Split a stack and drop a berry on the ground. I heard something break a bush behind me. Oh, it's just him. Oh, come on. I heard that if you offered the doggos a berry, well, maybe I have to be holding it in my hand. I didn't think about that. But yeah, you're supposed to be able to tame these dogs by offering them berries, and I'm really hoping we don't get charged by by one of those chargers right now. Oh, okay, I'm just gonna stand here because, like I said, I've seen these guys, but at the time I never actually had a berry, so I didn't know what to do. Okay, it lets me pet him. What if I... Oh, I can't split a stack. What if I drop him? Come on, dog. Lizard doggo. They're right there. Come on. Eat the berries. Okay. These must not be the type of berries. Because it just says tame him with berries, but it doesn't actually say what type of berries, because there's a few different types, so I'll probably just ask someone on one of the alpha forums overnight. Be like, hey, what berries actually tame the lizard doggo? Anyway, that's all in good fun. Let's get this crafted, because what we can do now is this wire is the base component for a lot of the electrical systems in the game, as well as a pretty important resource for a lot of like the smelters and stuff. Okay, that should give us enough stuff to build a smelter. And we're going to think a little bit ahead, so our source of iron is going to be over there. But we also can only build power lines that extend as far as here. Because if you'll notice, it says we're missing concrete. And concrete is something we haven't actually unlocked yet. So we can actually only power one machine at a time right now. So we're going to have this making iron. Except I'm only carrying copper ore, of course. Actually, let's see if we can get a portable miner to do this for us. Because once we've started automating a lot of this stuff, this game is going to start speeding up quite a bit. But that is one thing that has been a pretty common feedback in this alpha, is the early game can be quite slow. Okay, we'll set this here. I'll actually let you guys watch the animation as this thing sets itself up. So what this is gonna do is it won't take any actual electricity to run, but in return, if you'll notice, there's also no way to actually hook conveyor belts onto this. Not that we've actually unlocked them yet, but it is also good to note that this can also not be fed by conveyor belts, so you do have to watch those pretty closely to make sure you're not running into trouble. Let's also get this set up. Like I said, we don't need near as much copper as iron, but it is a good idea to have ore on hand, since we're going to be doing a lot of hand smelting in the early game. Let's see how much. Okay, that's good. 17 of these. I think we actually, if I make a few plates with this I just picked up, I think we'll have enough to unlock the next tier of hub. Yeah, okay, let's get this unlocked. Okay, put this in here. There we go. Upgrade our hub. Nice. What did we unlock? Wrong button. Oh, a constructor. This is good. These are the machines that will actually allow you to start automating things. We also unlocked power pole. Go away. And we also unlocked, I don't know why it says we just unlocked power lines, because that's what we've been using. That's what this is a power line. But I guess it's the thought that counts. Let's see, what did we need to make another one of these? We just needed more coil. Or cable, not coil. Make a few more of those. Because since I've played this before, I happen to know right where our stone deposit is. And just in case, I'm gonna equip this. Okay, good, it's safe. Good. Set this up. And yep, this is already mining, even though the actual, I like that the setup animation isn't finished before it's actually extracted stuff. Anyway, now that we have stone, what we can do is we can make concrete out of stone, and concrete is used as the base for a lot of buildings. So like now, if I go to build a power pole, you can see I can actually build one. So the first thing we're going to want to do is build a power pole and hook up this to, come on, there we go, through a power pole, because that way we can connect more structures to the power pole. And also, power poles in this game are a real pain in the butt right now, because you can see we've got 2 of 4 slots used. So yeah, we're going to end up placing a lot of power poles in the early game. But oddly enough, you may have noticed we still have not unlocked an automatic miner yet. But we are getting closer and closer, because we can now put down more than one smelter, which in fact we're going to do, because I don't want to have to hand smelt any of this copper. Okay, that's good. But unfortunately, we do need a cable. So let's run over here, grab a cable, and then we might actually call it at this point because we're pretty much on our way to having everything fully automated. Obviously, that's a long way away at this point, but you know, slowly but surely we're making progress. You know, one step at a time. So let's go stick you in here, and then we'll also get some iron smelting. But yeah. Anyway, guys, I hope that you have enjoyed this Satisfactory game so far, and I look forward to any feedback you have in the comments. Let me know what you think of my factory when we actually start building a factory a little bit later on. And tell me if there's anything you want to know about the game in case you're interested, because once the NDA is off, we can pretty much tell you anything we know about the game. So, anyway, guys, thank you for watching. My name is the Rad Man, and I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.